What if the thing that makes you stand out is also the reason you sometimes feel like you don't belong anywhere? Most people grow up believing that being intelligent is a straight advantage. Better grades, better decisions, better life. And yes, in many ways, that's true. But there's another side to it that almost no one prepares you for. A side that doesn't show up on report cards or resumes. It shows up late at night, in conversations that feel empty, in moments where you question yourself more than anyone else ever could. This is the hidden experience of having a mind that doesn't easily slow down. Let's start with something simple, but powerful. The mind that never rests. For many highly intelligent people, thinking isn't something they do, it's something that's always happening. Even when there's no problem to solve, the brain keeps searching. You replay conversations in your head, analyze tiny details, imagine different outcomes. Something small like a look someone gave you or a sentence you said can stay with you for hours, even days. It's not just overthinking. It's constant awareness. Your mind keeps connecting dots, even when you wish it would just go quiet for a while. And this leads to something deeper, a strange kind of loneliness. You can be surrounded by people, talking, smiling, even laughing, and still feel like something is missing. Not because people don't like you, and not because you can't socialize, but because the conversations often stay at a level that doesn't satisfy you. You might want to talk about ideas, meaning, human behavior, or deeper emotions, but instead, most interactions stay on everyday topics. Over time, that gap between what you think about and what you can share starts to feel heavy. It's not loud loneliness. It's quiet, subtle, but persistent. Now here's where things get complicated. You expect a lot from yourself, but trust yourself very little. From the outside, it might look like confidence, but inside, it's often the opposite. You set extremely high standards. You want to do things the right way, the best way, but at the same time, you're painfully aware of your own limitations. You notice every mistake, every gap in your knowledge, every possibility of failure. So even when you do well, a voice in your head asks, could this have been better? Or did I just get lucky? This constant self evaluation can slowly wear you down. And then there's something people misunderstand all the time. Boredom isn't just boredom for you. For most people, boredom is uncomfortable but manageable. For you, it can feel almost unbearable. Routine tasks, repetitive work, predictable environments, they don't just feel dull. They feel draining. Your brain craves something more, challenge, complexity, something that makes you think, question, explore. Without that, even simple things can start to feel exhausting. Not because you're lazy, but because your mind isn't being used the way it wants to be. Now let's talk about a trap that's hard to escape. Perfectionism. You don't just want things to be good. You can clearly imagine how they could be perfect. You see the ideal version in your mind so vividly that anything less feels disappointing. So you keep pushing, adjusting, fixing, improving. But here's the problem: real life is messy. Things don't turn out exactly the way you imagine. And that gap between your vision and reality can be frustrating. Sometimes, it even stops you from finishing things at all. Because if it's not perfect, it doesn't feel right. There's also a sensitivity that comes with awareness. You notice things others ignore, inconsistencies in people's behavior, contradictions in what they say, unfair systems, hidden patterns. Once you see these things, it's hard to ignore them. You can't just go along with something that doesn't make sense to you. And that can make the world feel frustrating at times. You might find yourself questioning rules, decisions, or social norms more than others do. Not to be difficult, but because your mind naturally looks for logic and truth. And then comes something unexpected. Decision making becomes harder, not easier. People assume that being intelligent means making quick, clear decisions, but often it's the opposite. You see too many angles, too many outcomes, too many what ifs. Every choice branches into more possibilities, and each possibility has its own risks and consequences. So instead of feeling certain, you feel stuck. Even small decisions can start to feel overwhelming because your brain refuses to settle for a simple answer. And beneath all of this, there's something deeper driving everything: a need for meaning. You don't just want success, you want purpose. You want to understand why things matter. A routine life, a stable job, or society's definition of success might not feel enough for you. You keep asking bigger questions. Why am I doing this? What does it all lead to? Is this really meaningful? Sometimes, this search can feel endless, like you're always close to finding something important but never quite there. And all of these experiences come together in one quiet reality. You often feel misunderstood, not in an obvious way. You can communicate well. You can connect with people. You can even make others feel understood. But when it comes to your own thoughts, the deeper ones you might hold back, either because they're hard to explain or because you feel like others won't fully get them. So you keep a lot inside. And over time, that creates a kind of isolation that's hard to describe. Now, here's the important part. None of this means something is wrong with you. It simply means your mind works differently. The same mind that makes you question everything is the one that helps you understand things deeply. The same awareness that makes life feel overwhelming at times is also what allows you to see beauty, patterns, and meaning that others might miss. Yes, it comes with challenges, moments of doubt, moments of restlessness, moments where you wish you could just switch your mind off for a while. But it also comes with something rare. The ability to think beyond the surface, to see connections, to understand complexity, to search for truth. And maybe the goal isn't to fix these struggles. Maybe the goal is to understand them. Because once you understand why you think the way you do, why you feel the way you do, something changes. You stop fighting yourself so much. You start accepting that your mind isn't broken, it's just built differently. And that difference, while sometimes heavy, is also what gives you your unique perspective on the world. So if you've ever felt out of place, if you've ever questioned why your mind won't slow down, if you've ever felt alone in a room full of people, just know this. You're not the only one. And you're not too much. You're simply someone who sees, thinks, and feels more deeply than most. And that might be difficult at times. But it's also something the world quietly needs more than ever.